Now, coming to our end point before we do Q&A, detoxification, the final element of the MEND program. Now, most people think that when we're talking about detoxification, it's like fasting. It's like going on a juice cleanse. And although that can be really fun and really cool, and I do it a couple of times a year, what I really want to talk about here is not toxifying ourselves so much to begin with. So there are all kinds of things that we can do to just keep from having so many chemicals in and on our bodies. So the Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, has all kinds of great information about the less toxic body care products, because we say, oh, it just goes on top. Well, have you ever known anybody to use a patch to stop smoking? That goes on top, but that nicotine gets into their system. Everything we put on our body, a portion of it goes in our body. So you want to really have clean cosmetics, clean body care items. I was so excited when I learned about this Mineral Fusion lipstick. I don't work for them. I don't get anything out of telling you about them, but it's lipstick you could eat. And if you're somebody who wears lipstick, it's kind of good to know about. I found that out from the Environmental Working Group. If you are on medications, every year or two, sit down with a good pharmacist or somebody who can look at all these medications. Your doctor, if your doctor has time, maybe a physician's assistant, somebody who understands pharmacology and who can make sure that what you might have prescribed by different practitioners work together and that you're not having any sort of untoward drug action going on. And you want to be aware of the drugs that don't seem like drugs. So that's caffeine, over-the-counter medications. In the old days of natural hygiene, wonderful, wonderful group of doctors. There's in the mid-1800s they started. Their organization has now become the National Health Association. Wonderful, wonderful group of people. But they used to say, you can ingest only two things, food or poison. And when you're taking a drug, and sometimes absolutely necessary, I totally get that, but the action that is desired from the pharmacological product is what happens when the body is trying to get rid of it. And so you really, really want to be careful of anything that you take into your body that is not a whole plant food. And, it's never an exact science. So, for example, I talk about caffeine. I personally have a little caffeine. I like black tea. That gives me, wake up in the morning. If I have coffee, I'm just nervous. And I also have always been prone to fibrocystic breasts. And so caffeine is not good for that. I also flew with an ear infection 30 years ago. I have tinnitus, ringing of the ear. Caffeine is not good for that. So I stay away from it. And there's a lot of good information on this on Dr. Greger's latest book, How Not to Age. There's a lot of good stuff about coffee too, because it is, after all, a bean. And if you don't have a contraindication, then maybe you want to enjoy your coffee. I mean, they're actually saying that for Parkinson's, for example, it's therapeutic. So it's never like, don't ever do this, always do that. Well, maybe don't ever eat animals, always eat plants. But other than that, we can have a little bit of leeway. You want to breathe really good air, which largely means opening a window, because even if you live in New York City, the outside air is cleaner than the inside air. So I make it a little ritual in the morning. Since I do yoga in the morning, and part of that is breathing practice, I just open my windows. I leave them open, depending on the weather, 15 to 30 minutes to just kind of air things out. And then, of course, if I get a chance to go to the beach or somewhere wonderful, I don't say no. You want to sleep well. That helps you detox. We talked about eating your water with the fresh fruits and vegetables. Fiber, of course, is going to help your elimination system work well. I did not put in here oil pulling, which is a wonderful detox suggestion that comes from Ayurveda. And that just means that after you brush your teeth, you swish in your mouth Some sesame oil is the classic in Ayurveda. It could be olive oil, it could be coconut oil, although I don't know why you'd have coconut oil around because you don't certainly want to ingest it. It's very high in saturated fat, one of the few high saturated fat plant foods. But all you're going to do with this oil is squish it in your mouth, kind of like mouthwash, except you're going to do it for 5 minutes. Then spit it out, then rinse your mouth and go on about your day. And the teaching is that this is a great way not only to reduce the bacterial level in your mouth, which of course is systemic, but can actually help with heart disease prevention and some other thing because it helps keep that mouth really clean. And then you want to laugh. You want to find something funny. Do you ever look at like teenagers and it's like, why are they laughing all the time? What's so funny? You know, when your body is working well and the world looks fresh and new, everything is fun and a lot of things are funny. So we need to find things that are funny all our lives. So tongue scraping, you get a little stainless steel or copper tongue scraper. Most drugstores have them these days, certainly health food stores, Indian markets. And scrape sounds so harsh. It's very gentle. Just 3 or 4 times over your tongue to get rid of that little sweater that kind of develops on there overnight. In Ayurveda, that's called ama or toxins. It's a good habit to get a really good amount of the water first thing in the morning because you've dehydrated all night long. And if you put lemon in there, I know some people don't want to drink lemon water because of their teeth, but if you rinse really well, I think it's okay, or just skip the lemon. You know, everything is personal. Sweat, sweat with exercise, sweat in a sauna, dry skin brushing before a shower. We talked about that dry skin that we can get on our legs and arms, and that's a good thing to do too. Talked about open windows, pranayama, that means breathing exercises. There's a wonderful YouTube channel. It's Shivananda Yoga Center in Gurugram, India. But if you just put in Shivananda, which is spelled like Sivananda, Sivananda, yoga, and then pranayama, it's a week's worth. It's like a course. It's a course you could pay a lot of money for. A wonderful pranayama course, free on YouTube, and teaches you how to do these breathing exercises if you don't have a yoga teacher of your own. Massage, reflexology, manual lymph drainage. As you know, the heart is pumping. Your circulation system has this wonderful helper every day of your life. The lymphatic system is like orphaned. It's like, who's helping me? Well, you have to. And so to get your lymphatic fluids flowing, which is helping your body detox, all exercise is great. Bouncing on a mini trampoline or bouncing on one of those big medicine balls is really helpful. And then you want your home to be non-toxic. You want to clear out the toxic waste dump under your sink and use either natural products or just stuff you've got in the house. You can clean a lot of stuff with club soda, baking soda, white vinegar, and you save a lot of money besides. So you got more for organic produce. Another role model, Stella was my very first yoga teacher. I moved to London on my 18th birthday and discovered Stella, and she changed my life. She's 98. She still teaches a senior class in chair yoga and walks up 4 flights of stairs to get home. Wonderful. I'm dedicating my new book to her, which is this, Age Like a Yogi, A Heavenly Path to a Dazzling Third Act. It is on pre-order. And if you wish to pre-order this book that will actually not be out until January, but it's available now on all the booksellers. And you can see here how to get a free exclusive seminar for pre-order people. This is really a favor to any author. You know, you don't have to buy my book if you don't think that would be something that would help you. I think it would help you. It's my best work. But anybody that you like who's an author, if you can do the pre-orders, that helps to get them onto the bestseller lists, and it helps to just push that work out there. So in a crowded and competitive world, That's what us authors are doing to get noticed and to get our work that we really believe will make a difference for others out into the world. So I'd appreciate if you want to do that. And then I could actually get to meet you on our webinar later. These are ways to find me, but you can just Google Victoria Moran and I'll pop up. And you know what? Life is short. Play with your dog or your kids or your grandkids, or just go out and play, because life is supposed to be lived. And in this wonderful plant-based world we have, we can live well and live well for a long time. So thank you all so much. It seems to me that we have 14 minutes left for Q&A. You play with your piggies, Laura. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. I love pigs. Going to a farm sanctuary, the baby pigs are always the best, but everybody's good. So